Alright guys, what's going on? Yesterday I made a video about moving to the French countryside in 2025 and I briefly told you I wouldn't consider France at the moment. I simply think there are better countries to move to in this context in 2025. So here we go with my top 5 best European countries to move to in 2025. This is my opinion. You may agree or disagree. If you disagree, leave a comment below and tell me which European country you would pick in 2025 and for what reasons, okay? This is based also on my experience. I've lived in 7 countries permanently. I've traveled to over 50 countries, spent most of my life outside of my native country. So here we go. I've done my homework, as you can see. And yeah, by the way, this video is not about finding work abroad. These countries are probably not the best countries to work in at the moment. It could change in the future, but the idea is to have a location independent business, location independent income from real estate, from a business online, for working, for example, remotely for a US, Canadian, UK or Australian company or other European, Western European company, or to come with a bunch of cash, okay? So here we go. This is the first country, number 5, Bulgaria. The big pro of Bulgaria being its taxation. If you are a freelancer, an entrepreneur, this country offers, a quite low taxation compared to other European countries. Okay, so if you are tired of paying these huge taxes in France, in Spain, in the US, in Canada, in the UK, Bulgaria could be an option to consider. Okay, other pro of Bulgaria being a mild climate. So of course I've been to these 5 countries. I've either traveled to these countries or worked in these countries. So I've been there, I've seen it, I've experienced these countries. Bulgaria, offers a mild climate. There is, it's not too hot, not too cold, but still, if you want to go out skiing and enjoy, the snowy winters, you can in the mountains. In the summer, you can enjoy warm beaches. There is something for everyone in Bulgaria. It's a little bit like Italy, France, or Spain. So that's a good point, okay? Mountains and sea, not too hot, not too cold. The cons being that, in my opinion, it's still quite rough. It's a rough country. The infrastructure in Bulgaria is not the best. Wages are quite low there as well. And it is a difficult language to learn. I mean, Bulgarian, it's not the easiest language to learn if you don't know a Slavic language already, such as Polish, Russian, or Serbian, for example, okay? Number 4, Poland. Poland is, in my opinion, at the moment, one of the best European countries, if not the best European countries. But I've still ranked it only number 4 for some other reasons. Poland is a very safe country. I found Poland to be a beautiful country. Outside of the capital Warsaw, which is a little bit, it's a little bit, Soviet. It offers, a little bit of communist vibes. So it may have changed. I haven't been to Warsaw for over 10 years. But still, outside in the countryside, Krakow is beautiful. The south is beautiful, it has mountains, the sea in the north. It's a country with a, a variety of landscapes you can enjoy. It's rapidly improving. I do believe Poland will become one of the most important countries in Europe, maybe the next Germany. It could even get better than Germany or France in the future. I think, we're gonna hear about Poland a lot in the next decade, and this country will do very well in the next decades. I believe in Poland. The problem with Poland, the cons of Poland being, of course, the gray winters. It resembles a little bit, Western Russia, the Baltic state. It is very gray, a little bit sad in the winter. It's rather cold in the winter, so if you are into warmer climates, Poland could be not the best option for you. It's quite polluted as well. That's a big con of Poland. The cities are polluted. The air is of bad quality, something I don't like. and one of the main reasons I don't move to Poland. And it's a difficult language to learn. It's a difficult language to learn if you don't know a Slavic language already. And among the Slavic languages, Polish is known to be one of the most difficult to learn. Okay, so take that into consideration. Why don't I move to Poland if I like Poland? Because my wife and I do speak Russian. I have Russian roots. My wife is Russian, and at the moment I feel like being Russian or half Russian or speaking Russian is not something that would be appreciated in Poland at the moment. Okay, let's put it this way. But still, very good country, and I do believe in Poland a lot in the future. Third country to move to, I've ranked this one at the third place, is Romania. I do like Romania a lot. I've been there a lot of times. Romania offers a mild climate. Not too cold, not too hot, but still there is the sea with Constanța, where I've been to in the summer. You can, enjoy the beaches, the resorts and so on, the parties. In the winter you can enjoy, the mountains. There is snow, beautiful countryside, by the way, good food. It reminds me a little bit France or Italy, maybe because of the language, which is quite similar. Beautiful cities, apart from Bucharest. Bucharest again has its communist, socialist, Soviet vibe a little bit. It's not a beautiful city either, but cities such as Brasov, which I love, Sibiu, which I love, are very nice. They're very European. They offer a very nice European vibe, and they are safe, of course. Romania is a safe country. Okay, so yeah, Bucharest is not appealing. It's a pretty easy language to learn as well, even for Anglophones. But for example, if you're French like me, or Italian or Spanish, you could become fluent in Romanian, I think, in 1 year. It's a closely related language to other Latin languages, so that's a big pro if you are French, Italian, Spaniard, if you are from Spain. Other pro of Romania being the taxation as an entrepreneur. It's possible there to pay very low taxes if you are a freelancer or an entrepreneur. That is a big pro, of course, if you work remotely or if you have an online business. But by the way, I love Romania, and it's a country I could consider in the future, and I think it's one of these countries, such as Poland, that will do very well in the future. Okay, and it's improving, Romania. Okay, next country, ranked number two, Serbia. Okay, what I like a lot about Serbia, it's his quite neutral position. It's not in too bad terms with the European Union and the West, and it is in pretty good terms with Russia still, and with China. So I think it's a country which is probably not gonna be bombarded by either Russia or the European Union in the next years. Okay, if a war breaks out between NATO and Russia, I could be wrong, of course, but it's still neutral, and I feel like it's a pretty safe country to be in at the moment when it comes to wars, for example. Okay, it's cheaper than all the other countries, Romania, Poland, and Bulgaria. It's a cheap country. You don't need much to live there. You can get by with a small, French or UK salary, for example. There, it's a more conservative country. So all these countries I'm talking about now, except the last one I haven't spoken about yet, are pretty conservative countries, safe countries, family oriented and so on. But Serbia is even more conservative, so take that into consideration if you are more of a conservative right-wing person. Okay, and that's a good point in my opinion. It borders Montenegro. It's close to the sea still. Okay, you can go there quite easily. Montenegro, of course, offers the mountains, offers the sea. In the summer it's beautiful. I've been to Montenegro as well, but I think it's better to be based in Serbia. The cons of Serbia being it's a bit rough still. Okay, it's not always that developed. The roads can be sometimes shitty, the infrastructure is maybe not the best, but I think it's improving. I have contacts there and I know what's going on in Serbia at the moment. And they told me, yeah, it's getting better. It's definitely going to be a good country in the future, they think, and they are living there. Okay. Another con of Serbia, of course, is the language. It's a Slavic language, so if you don't know another Slavic language, such as Polish or Russian, for example, it can be a quite difficult language to learn. But of course, if you move to a foreign country, you want to stay there, for long, and especially if you're conservative, if you respect the country, of course, you need to learn the local language. It makes sense. It goes without saying, I would say, but still take that into consideration. Not the easiest language to learn, Serbian, but I do love Serbia. I've been there multiple times. I've always had good times there, and yeah, it's probably the country in this list I would pick if I were to move right now. So now I have to stay in France for the time being, and I can stay because the place I'm in now, it's quite good. It's not the worst place in France, but if I were to move right now, if I had to move, right now for some freaky reason, I would pick Serbia in this list. And first country, I think the best European country at the moment, the country I would move to as a Westerner, if you want to find the Western vibes, if you want the best of the West, but still avoid as much as you can the cons of the West, it's Spain. Number one, Spain. I've been to Spain 1 year ago, to northern Spain, to explore it, and I loved it. Okay, and I was surprised because I'm from southern France. Spain is just around the corner, and I wouldn't expect Spain, especially close to my to where I live, to be that good. Okay, because France is quite fucked up in comparison. So the only place I would avoid in Spain is Barcelona. It's not the best city there. It's not safe, and overall, it's a very left-wingy vibe there. I don't know. I don't like Barcelona, but other than Barcelona, Spain is very good now. Here are the reasons. You can choose the climate you prefer in Spain. There is something for everyone. If you like snowy mountains in the winter, you can find them in the north or even in the south. If you like, very hot weather, a little bit now Southeast Asian-ish, you can find it in the south. If you like, big city vibe, you will find it in Madrid, which is a good city, I think, even though I'm not a city guy. Madrid is still good, okay? I do love northern Spain. I've been to Oviedo in its region. I absolutely loved it, okay? Bilbao is another good option. I've been told, the extreme northwestern part of Spain is quite good as well. Of course, the Mediterranean coast. You've got it all in Spain. If you want a little bit of everything in one country, which is not too big, move to Spain. There is something for everyone, for every climate. You can find every climate you like in Spain. That's a very good point about Spain. Other pro about Spain is the infrastructure. I was surprised. Infrastructure in Spain now is better than in France. Okay, the roads are better. Public transportation is better than in France, and it is safe, at least there where I've been to Spain. Okay, I've been told by multiple persons it's a good place to raise kids. Okay, schools are good, infrastructure is good. This country, even though it has a very low birth rate, it seems to be made for kids. So that's a very good point if you want to raise kids in Europe. Good point, good point. Other pro of Spain, so as I was saying, it's surprisingly safe. France is not safe at the moment. The big cities are a mess. You can get stabbed, you can get shot, like Germany. What's happening in Germany nowadays. The same in France, okay? But I was surprised by Spain. It felt surprisingly safe, and not that far from the French border, okay? So I'm not talking about Barcelona. Barcelona, I think, is the city you should avoid. But other than that, Spain is safe, and that's a good point, and it's pretty rare for a Western country at the moment, okay? Spain as well offers a real Western feel. So if you love the West, if you want to find the Western vibes, the Western feel, live that Western lifestyle, but the good Western lifestyle, and avoid the cons of the West nowadays, move to Spain. It's a Western country, but a lot of cons of the Western countries aren't there yet, okay? So I hope it will last, but for the time being, it's still okay, okay? So of course, Spain is not perfect, but this is my feeling about Spain as a neighbor of Spain, okay? Oh yeah, by the way, Spanish is an easy and useful language. Even for Anglophones, Spanish is quite easy. And if you are French, Italian or Romanian, it's a piece of a cake. I feel like I can become fluent in Spanish in 1 year. When I go there, I don't speak Spanish whatsoever, okay? I just know a few words, but I can guess, understand sometimes even what people are saying. And I don't speak the language because Spanish and French are very closely related. So if you are from a Latin country, it's very easy. And if you are from an English-speaking country, it's still a pretty easy language to learn. Quite closely related. It's not freaking, you know, Mandarin, Russian, Polish, or Japanese, okay? And Spanish is very useful. Guess what? In Latin America, everybody, apart from, you know, Brazil, speaks Spanish. Even in the US, a lot of people speak Spanish. It's a very useful language. So even though after a few years you decide to move to another country after having lived in Spain for a few years, you can move to Argentina, to Uruguay, Paraguay, Chile, with the language. You know already the language. So that's very powerful and something I like about Spain and Spanish. And if you raise your kids in Spain, they will learn a useful language, not freaking, you know, Hungarian, Polish, or Bulgarian, you know. No offense to these countries and to these languages, but they are not that useful. Spanish is, okay? Of course, Spain comes with its cons as well. The biggest con, in my opinion, of Spain being its bureaucracy. It's a pain in the ass. I've been told it's even worse than France, and I do hate the French system, you know, our red tape here. And a high taxation. No, Spain is not a tax heaven. That's the problem, okay? These are the two main cons, in my opinion. So being an entrepreneur, high taxation is not something I like, of course. And bureaucracy is something I don't want to cope with, but yeah, no country is perfect. If the bureaucracy was simpler in Spain and the taxes were lower, Spain could be, in my opinion, one of the best countries in the world at the moment. And probably it is one of the best countries at the moment, but still, it's not perfect. High taxation and bureaucracy, okay? Tell me in the comment below what you think about this list. Share this video, subscribe if you haven't yet, and smash that like button. And if you disagree with me, if you would rather pick another country in Europe, leave your comment below. So no Thailand, no South America. We're talking about Europe, about moving to Europe. Leave your comment below. Which country in this list would you pick and for what reasons? And if you don't like all these countries, which country would you pick? Leave your comment below. Share this video. In the description, you will find links. You can book a one-on-one call with me if you want to move abroad. If you want to come location independent. I've been location independent. I mean, I have a location independent business for almost 8 years now. So it's something I can help you with. I can teach you. And I've been to a lot of countries, so I have quite a lot of experience when it comes to moving abroad. So keep in touch. You can book a one-on-one call with me if you want to. You want some help, if you want experience. And yeah, talk to you soon. Have a good one, guys.